Hello, it's Jason again from Somewherecold Records headquarters. I'm a little late with the vlog this week, but I took like 3 days off to rest. My brain was overloaded and had a lot to do with pre-orders and getting things ready to go for what's coming. I have tonight is a special night. On Drown in the Sea of Sound on DKFM with Christy Van Der Wood. Sorry. At 11 o'clock Eastern Time, you will get to hear the next single for the Backwards Charm album. And I have to say, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. And it's pretty amazing. Once she premieres it, it will go up as part of the pre-order for the album. So you'll be able to download the track and radio stations will be able to play it and all that stuff. So I'm really excited for y'all to hear it because I've been listening to that album in my car for a while. Well, when I do drive, because the virus has kept me, well, and most of us indoors, as you know. So one of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit was what's coming up on the label and what I've been listening to. I've mostly been listening to my artists, and the reason that is because I have a, I have to listen through the albums that they've sent me, because that's the privilege of being a record label owner. You get to be a fan of the people you sign, which I am, and you get to hear their music before everybody else. So, Akkad the Orphic Priest has a new album coming this year, and it is amazing. It's a 4-track album, and I look forward to presenting that to you. Of course, Chad Mossholder has sent me his pre-mix or pre-mastered stuff, and that stuff is mind-blowing as well. And we have quite a few others in the hopper. This Friday, I want to remind everybody, Bandcamp is waiving the fees for all labels and artists. So if you're gonna maybe buy something on Bandcamp and it's not rare or hard to get a hold of, you might want to wait till Friday. It helps a great deal. Every dollar, every penny, every little bit counts, and it helps us out. It really does. So if you can wait till Friday, that's great. We do have a limited edition or deluxe edition of Orb Temple from Shoegaze up on the site, and there are only 6 left. So you take your chances if you want to wait till Friday and not pay the fees, or you can buy them ahead of time. I wouldn't blame you. The icebox that comes with it is gorgeous, and I showed it to you last time when I was in the second vlog, so you can go back and watch that if you want to. It's the one I used for the icebox example, because that's the one I had been building at the time. Beyond that, I just finished a Corrupting Sea album, a full length, for a German label, and that just went into mastering. Paul Sarnak is going to master that for me. My project Owl Eyes with John Lane from A Journey of Giraffes is getting pretty close to completion. We are working on something new. It's going to be called a Super Deluxe Edition. So we'll have a CD, like the full length on a CD, and then we'll have an icebox with an EP in it on a mini disc, and then a 7-inch lathe cut vinyl. And we're doing the same thing, or I'm doing the same thing with my other collaboration called Circumrotation, and that's with Federico Balducci. And we're done with the album, we're done with the EP for the icebox, and now we're going to start recording the 7-inch tracks, which will probably be a 6-minute track on one side and 2 3-minute tracks on the other. At least that's what's planned at the moment. Besides that, we have Robert Scott Thompson has something in the mix coming out, And there's just so much coming. I can't remember all of it unless I have it in front of me. The pre-orders that are up right now are for Backwards Charm, of course, which comes out in August. It's a long sort of setup to get there. The premiere of the new track is tonight on DKFM, and I'll put the link down below and let you know what time to tune in if you want to hear the track. And then we have Shoegaze's Orb Temple, which has the deluxe edition, and I would get in on that if I were you. And Airships on the Water. I really can't express how great that album is. It's an amazing piece of sort of post-rock, but it has so many other elements in it, and it feels like a post-rock version maybe of the Album Leaf, or with a bunch of other sort of 80s synth kind of feel in it. And I have Airship's first album, and I think the sophomore album is a far better piece of work. He's just, grown leaps and bounds between the two. So I would pick one up if I were you. I really love that, and that's another set of tracks I've been listening to on a constant rotation. And then we have, oh my gosh, what's the other one? Airships, Shoegaze, and Backwards Charm. I think that's, oh no, the Microdance. Sorry about that, Alex. The Microdance is also coming. So I've got these 3 discs on the way. They're all in the mail, and it'll be like a huge Christmas present to me when 300 discs show up at my door. And maybe we'll do an unboxing, and I'll show you what's up inside of those boxes. And then I go through the process of splitting up who gets what, and send my artists their free copies. And work begins on sort of finding those dates coming and getting ready to mail things out. I do it all by myself, so it's a rather big process. I continue to only mail out things on Mondays. Mondays are my mail days, and I would like you all to know that. If you want to order something, if you order on Monday, it takes me till the next Monday to get your order out if it's before I leave for the post office. So I try to do that because I'm trying to keep my exposure to the outside to a minimum, and pay attention to my governor's wishes, which is to remain inside as much as possible, except for like going for walks out in the neighborhood away from people, and going to the grocery store or to the post office for my business. Another thing I like to do with these vlogs, of course, is to highlight an artist that we have in our back catalog or has already come out. And I just thought I would highlight AM Feelgood. They're an Austin band. It's an interesting story how I met them and how I got them on the label. I was in Austin during Christmas last year, and I was visiting with my friend Tam Laird, and I was on his radio show on KOOP in Austin, which is a sort of like public channel. And his radio show on Sunday nights is one of the best out there. It's amazing. It's all experimental, post-rock, and EDM, and ambient music, and drum music, and all those sorts of genres. And Feelgood was in the studio that day doing an interview before I went on, and they began talking about needing a label and wanting to put out CDs. So I said, well, what about me? And of course Tam said, I didn't know you did post-rock, and I've been looking for a post-rock band for a long time. So AM Feelgood is definitely something you should listen to if you love post-rock. You can see my Mogwai box right behind me. I'm a fan, and so here's the inside of this beautiful artwork, and the back, and You know, the water keeps going behind the CD, and I'm very proud to have them on the label, and I hope that you all will pick up a copy of their CD. Lastly, I'd like to say that this Friday, because we've been having releases pretty much every Friday for a while, this Friday I won't be able to release the release that was supposed to be released on May 1st, and that is Karen Mayon's ambient Frostbite release. And it's because it's an in-house thing that I make, and one of the elements of the product did not make it to me on time. In fact, it says it should be here on Friday. So, what I'll probably do is get the product in on Friday, if I get it in on time, and then I'll be able to take a picture of it and, you know, do like one copy or something like that and get it up for pre-order so you all can get it during Bandcamp Day, where the fees are limited or gone from Bandcamp. PayPal's fees are still active, but Bandcamp's are not. So there's that. The other thing I want to remind you of, and this has been great since I've done the vlog, people have been paying attention a little more, is, and there'll be a link below as well, and that is our Etsy store. We have an Etsy store with lots and lots of different versions of Corrupting Sea, Bear Me Jets, Tombstones in Their Eyes, and so forth, sort of product, the Kukuvaya, beanies, and shirts, and hoodies, and mugs, coffee mugs, and so forth. And you can go over there and check out what's going on. And we also have Somewherecold Records t-shirts at Bandcamp. So if you want a Somewherecold Records t-shirt, you know, Bandcamp on Friday is a great day to buy one. I make a larger margin off of that, and it feeds the label and gives me the money to put out other releases. So the goal at this point is to try and, of course, we try to sell out of everything. There's a lot in the back stock that I would love for people to scoop up. It would be amazing if I could, like, empty my shelves. Because that's the only way we sort of get to a vinyl, right? To a vinyl label, is we begin to see revenue where we can fold it back into the label at, you know, like $3,000 or $4,000, because that's about what it costs to put out a proper vinyl. And people who know me know that I don't sort of half-ass anything. So if I'm going to put out a vinyl, it's going to be beautiful and nice and wonderful, and it's going to be something that I'm going to be proud of as a label owner, and the band will be proud as their own work. I've been talking about showing you around the office, and I'm getting close to that. I went through my sort of vinyl and discogged them, and now I got to put them in alphabetical order behind me. And I have a bunch of tapes and CDs that I have to do the same with, and some paperwork I got to clean up my desk, and then I'll be able to show you around the studio. I'm really excited about that. But first, I thought I would show you where I record. All right, here we have the. All right, here we have my setup for working on my own recordings. So that's my Korg mini log. I use that a lot, and I run it through my pedal board. Right here, here's my headset. So you can see what pedals I use right now. I have a few that aren't on my pedal board, phaser and another delay pedal and a couple of other things. But this is what I'm using right now, and I'll change things out every once in a while and work with something else. And then that's my Focusrite. That's my interface for my computer. And here you can see I run Ableton 10, and that's how I produce my music. I'm getting pretty good at mixing, and I had not where I can master my own stuff yet to my own satisfaction. So Paul Sarnak and Toby Cradard are usually mastering my music, and then I have an Akkad controller right here. I need to turn it on actually. So there it is. It's going to light up nice. And That's what I use for my soft synths. I also have a mini board over here sometimes that I use, and then there's my other delay pedal right underneath it. That's right there. So the flashback right there. And yeah, that's my setup for my studio at the moment. Again, the Etsy store is down in here, and you can get this trans rights or human rights shirt, as well as an LGBTQ shirt that is available in the store. And all of the proceeds from those 2 shirts go to LGBTQ youth charities to help them find housing when they're rejected from their homes or are running from abusive families or anything like that. So if you're willing to support those sort of things, we have t-shirts there with the label logo as well. And we just put up Noise Against Fascism and Ambient Against Fascism shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So, you know, check those out. They're fun to wear around town. You get a couple little side eyes. Anyway, good talking to you. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.